Well, welcome here to New Richland for the New Richland Farm City Days Parade. It's the 103rd annual celebration parade here in New Richland. And that didn't stay, so let's go fix that. There you go. It's 103rd. Once again, we're at the end of the parade route, so they just got things kicked off here on the couple blocks away. And so as soon as they get around here, we will get you some parade action going on. This year I do not have any camera operators, so I've got some static cameras. We'll try this year and see on how well it goes. And yep, this is the third year of live streaming the parade here in New Richland. If you'd like to come on out, they still got some activities here tonight. I think they've got a live band down there by the State Bank of New Richland. They got an outdoor stage and they got some bands playing tonight. They got some activities going in tomorrow, it looks like. There's some great food at Mo Gyros, and I didn't see what else was down there, but the same similar ones as was before. Earlier today we had the dunk tank and some kiddie rides and a climbing wall and that kind of stuff here downtown New Richland, Minnesota. So we appreciate everybody joining us here. Once again, the parade is started, but it's over on about a couple blocks away, and then they go all the way to the north side of the city, come back a couple blocks, and then come all the way back down to this part. So we are in the last part of the parade. So, with that being said, we've got a little bit of time to wait here. I'm guessing it's probably going to be at least 20 to 30 minutes before they're here, but we will definitely bring you some action. I do not have the parade lineup list, so I'm going to have to go based upon what I can see. So, if I don't pronounce things right, or if there's a float or unit that doesn't get announced, I apologize for that, but yeah, maybe we can do it a little bit better here next year. And, you know, this is a small town, Minnesota, so we do our best. And thanks for joining us. It is available online. This live stream will stay up for years to come. So if you have a parade unit that you would like to go and take a look at, or see on how you did it last year or a few years ago, these are always going to be on the Petzinger Media Group. Once again, these will be staying up on the Petzinger Media Group's YouTube channel. So if you'd like to go take a look at that at either this year's, last year's, the year before, you're more than welcome to go on in there and take a look at that. Like I say, I'll do my best to try and get you guys some information as far as, you know, what unit is out there, but we'll do our best with what we got. That's how I do things. So my name again is Daniel Petzinger. I don't know if I actually said that, but I will be your commentator here tonight, or evening. It is just about 6 after 5. The parade, like I said, did get started at 5. I heard the whistles and sirens and stuff going, so they are a few blocks away, which is not too terribly bad. But they, like I said, they got to go from basically the south part of town to the north part of town, come back a couple blocks, and then come back down to the south part of town where we're at. Down Main Street, which is actually not Main Street, it's Broadway Avenue here in New Richland. Matter of fact, Broadway Avenue South, just after the parade route here, is getting a whole bunch of road construction, so it's getting a little hard to get around the city here for the next few months, but yeah, Farm City Days looks like things got kicked off real good. Up next to me, we've got Dirty Sodas, it looks like. Refreshment stand. So I did hear that they will be open until an hour after the parade. So if you're looking for some refreshments, definitely stop by here next to the 131 building across from Wagner's. So once again, we are waiting for more activity to happen. As you can see, there's a nice good shot of downtown New Richland. Everybody does an awesome job staying on the curb up until the candy comes, so it'll be interesting to see on how far they throw the candy this year, if it makes it to the curb or not. It's always been a kind of a challenge here, and kind of more and more parades are having that same kind of a deal where they don't want to throw the candy into the crowd, so they throw it in front of them, and it doesn't quite make it. So the kids go and run out on the road, and that's never a good deal. So we'll see how good that is today. But yeah, looks like we got lots of people downtown here catching some shade from some of the local business buildings. So that's kind of where we're at here. So got not too much more to say, other than I can probably bring up some of the activities later today and tomorrow. Let me see if I can go pull that up for you. They do have a revised schedule on the Facebook page for the Richland Farm and City Days, and the "and" is the ampersand, so not spelled out. So if you're looking for them online, that's where it is. And it looks like after the parade, all we've got is the street dance. And it looks like it's AZBY, AZBY, is going to be playing there on the stage. Then on Saturday, it looks like we got community worship services at the city park. And that starts at 10 a.m. And then at 11 a.m., the Red Leaf Cafe, which is in your screenshot, kind of on the right side of your screen. Kind of hide behind a tree over there. Apparently they're going to have lunch at the park. So, looks like shredded beef sandwiches, beans, coleslaw, chips, and cookies. And then again at 11 till 2 p.m. tomorrow, New Richland Area Historical Society display at the Washburn Hotel, which is the NR Area Food Shelf, which is again right up at the corner, right around the corner, is where the New Richland Food Shelf is from where we're at. And we're just right outside the 131 building in downtown New Richland. It's on Broadway Avenue South, right across from Wagner's. And then at 12 o'clock tomorrow, the New Richland Fire Department Water Wars at 7th Street. And it looks like that is all that is on the list for tomorrow. Like I said, there was a bunch of fun going on today. I do know that they had a run this morning. Yeah, the House Fun Run. The Panther Powerhouse, I should say. Fun Run. They did have a classic car show. They had the top 25 antique tractor show, which you'll see some of them here in the parade as they come through. You had vendor fair, which is where all the vendors in the community come out and they've got booths and what have yous downtown here in New Richland. They had a Paint a Rock, which was just down here on South Broadway, downtown New Richland. They also had the 50th anniversary celebration at the Care Center. They had live music and activities down there. And earlier today, they also had the Haas Family Petting Zoo, which was right outside Wagner's here. And then they had the kids zone at the park until 2 o'clock. And yeah, they had bounce houses, climbing walls, and Looks like baseball tug-o-war challenge. Monkey trampolines, temporary tattoos, kiddie train rides, mini golf, and carnival games. So once again, this was Farm and City Days. It starts on Friday, or it started on Friday. And this year it was from July 18th, 19th, and 20th. So that's kind of where things are at. Look for more information for next year if you're looking at coming to the Farm City Days Parade on Facebook. You can find them at Richland, all spelled out, New Richland Farm, and the and sign, City Days. And you can find out far more information there. And you can see some wonderful posts of pictures and what have yous from throughout the day. It also looks like they had a finalist for a coloring contest for the 2025. Haley Brown, age 31, was who won the coloring contest. Looks pretty cool. Check it out on Facebook. They've got far more information there. Once again, thank you for joining us here in New Richland, Minnesota. The parade is going on. It starts a couple blocks away, then has to go way north, then come back a couple blocks, and then come back south. We are at the end of the parade route. So at this time, we're waiting for the parade to get to us, and then we'll get you some parade action. Once again, this is the 103rd annual parade celebration here for the Farm and City Days Parade. I hear some sirens, so they're getting closer, so stick around here for some parade action here in downtown New Richland. Looks like they're just up over the hill. And I see them. They're down by City Hall right now. So they just got a couple blocks until we get here. So once again, thanks for sticking around with us for this 15 minutes of dead time as the parade got started at 5 o'clock, and we are at the end of it. I am your commentator, Daniel Petzinger with Petzinger Media Group. We do this every year. This is our third time that we've live streamed the Farm City Days Parade. If you'd like to come out and support the community, please do so. I don't have the dates for next year, but check them out online, or I should say on Facebook, at Richland Farm and City Days. They will post that as soon as they get the dates, along with the activities going on. If you'd like to support Petzinger Media Group, you can always go online to petzingermediagroup.com, and there's ways to get a hold of myself, or if you want to support us via clicking the little share and like and subscribe buttons on our Facebook or on our YouTube channel, that would be wonderful also. Yes, we do not have a Facebook page yet for Petzinger Media Group. I am sorry, but that's kind of on how things go. So, all right. Looks like you can see the Richland Fire, or the Richland Police Department. All right, we got just starting off here with the City of New Richland Police Department. Then up next, we will have the Sheriff's Department with your sheriff, Sheriff Dulis. Then up next, we've got the Legion. And there's no win, so I don't remember what post number it is. But, like always, they are marching on their way by here. Once again, this is our local Legion here in New Richland. Looks like post 558. Up next here we got Sue Colsett, which is our Grand Marshal here in the red convertible. Looks like we got the Richland Band going on here, marching through town. Then we have the New Richland Ambulance with all of their candy throwers. As they bring their unit through here. Relatively new unit here for New Richland. And then you got the North Memorial Health out of Waseca. Those are our two ambulance services here in New Richland area. Then we got the New Richland retired firefighters. And then we got our modern day fire department here with all of their rigs as they come on through. This would be New Richland's fire department. We got a few of the guys that are just laying on that siren, giving you a good example of what to listen for and get out of their way. Again, this is the New Richland Fire Department. One more unit here for the fire department. It's another water tanker. This is a small one compared to the one that just went by. And they apparently are throwing hats out of their rig. Then we have the Richland Fire and Rescue boat with a boat full of people. See, everybody's out there picking up candy, even the adults. There's lots of it. And this is another unit for the New Richland Fire Department. This is their grass rig and extraction trailer. It's where they have airbags, jaws of life, and those type of apparatuses. Kind of a nice unit. We got a small break here as there's a little bit of, there's a block and a half or so between the parade units here. Once again, thanks for joining us here in New Richland for the Richland Farm and City Days Parade. It's the 103rd annual parade celebration. And if the kids didn't have enough sugar, here's some more sugar for them. Just handfuls. All right, let's see who's up next. $10,000 Custom Designs. They do custom printing, embroidery, and I do believe stickers now. They're located in the community, not in town, but in the community, surrounding community here, and they do a lot for the schools, for the athletics, and others. If you need to get more in touch with them, hopefully you can read their truck. It looks like 10,000customdesigns.com. Up next is going to be the Panther Powerhouse. It's one of the fitness places here in New Richland downtown. Just a few doors down from the bakery. Convenient. Looks like they're chucking out freezies. On a nice hot day like today, it's not exactly a dumb idea, so keep everybody cool as they watch all the parade floats go by. Once again, this is the Panther Powerhouse Fitness Center here in downtown New Richland. Up next here we got Leo's Top Detail. Guessing it's automotive detail company. And then up next, let's see what we got here. The River Rats, it looks like. Car Club. See some of the old vintage cars coming on by here. It's always a good deal. Don't ask me what year or what kind of cars they are. I'm not that much into the old stuff, so apologize. They look mighty cool.
All right, up next here, we've got Neighbors Meats. They're the local meat locker here in New Richland. They've got other locations to include, well, Owatonna, and couldn't read the other ones, but they do have a few other shops around. Check them out. They make some very good food for meat products. Up next is the Richland Care Center. Richland Care Center just celebrated their 50th anniversary of caring for the elderly here in New Richland. Located a couple blocks off the main street. All right, up next here we got the Minnesota Overgo Band, or Over 60, excuse me, the Minnesota Over 60 Band. The door says go, not 60. So, anyways. Always a pleasure to see these guys every year. Then up next here, we've got JMP Concrete in Waseca, Minnesota. Up next, Vegsvern, Holland, and Septic. And then after that, let's see who we have. That's the same guys. They do all sorts of septic and hauling needs. Get a hold of them at 507-686-0294. Now we've got Candy Givers on skates. Looks like Waseca Jaybirds. Or Blue Jays, excuse me. You would think from being from the area I'd know a jaybird from a blue jay, but we all make mistakes. Inline skates, been a long time since I've seen this. It's always a cool deal to see the young folks out. And what are we winning here? Winning a Ranger, July 26th. For the Boxcar Bar. And then up next, as they go flying by, you got Miss Irish Rose, Lily Quast. The Irish American Club. Then up next, we've got our first political float. It says the Waseca County Republicans. Once again, that was the Waseca County Republicans float. Up next, looks like we got Paige Johnson, which is Waseca County Sleigh and Cutter Team here in the white convertible. And then we got a three-wheeler with that says MASH 4077. Well, we can leave it over here. There, you got too far, Bob. And then up next, we've got the Waldorf Fire Department. Looks like their grass rig, they brought that on over. They're just a handful of miles, 15 or so, to the west here of New Richland. Looks like they're having August 22nd, some live music, burgers, and sweet corn at the community center. And then up next, it looks like a lawn care service. Let's see which one this is. Schuler Lawn Care. 507-323-5448 to get a hold of them. Then up next, we got the NRHEG FFA. That is the Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva FFA, which is our local high school. And then we've got Rhino Power, Renegade Power, excuse me. And it's Rhino up front and Renegade on the side, so it's race fuels and oils. Then after that, looks like the school band, 492. And I think that's the St. Clair Saints. Then after that, we got the Richland Heartland High School class of 1975, 50th reunion, class reunion, as they come floating on by here on their flatbed trailer. Then up next here is going to be Loken Drainage and Excavation. And yes, you're seeing that right. They got the original Tonka toys on the back of Mr. Loken's truck there. And then after them is Monera Funeral Services in the white van. They're already gone over there, so. Caring for families since 1922. Now we've got Wagner Foods, which happens to be right next door. Then up next, we've got the Richland Heartland Cardinals, class of 1985. Yes, before it was the NRHEG Panthers with Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, and Geneva. It was the Richland Heartland Cardinals and the Ellendale, Geneva. I can't think of their mascot. Anyways, in the 90s, they combined into one school district, School District 2168, which is the NRHEG high school system. High school is located here in New Richland. The middle school is, or I should say the elementary is over in Ellendale.
They used to have it split for the elementary back when I went through, and it's been probably 10 years or so that they put all of the elementary over in Ellendale, and they moved the middle school over to New Richland and put middle school and high school together under one roof. So it's K through 5, I do believe, over in Ellendale, and 6 through 12 over here in New Richland. All right, up next here, it looks like we got another political unit. Looks like the Democrats here. Just looking by the signs. And then up next, we will have the Shriners with their little go-karts coming down the way there. You can see them on your far right part of your screen. They sure put on a show every time they come out for the parades, so keep an eye out for what shenanigans they might pull. Here they come. Ooh. Almost had an accident there. Doing their famous figure 8. As they boogie on out of here, we'll move on to Tomator. But at least that's what it's dressed up to look like, this little golf cart. Osman is what it says on the sign. And that is the Shriners Club that you just seen rolling on by. Tomator needs to talk to the little kids there off to your right, holding up the show. There he goes on by. Up next, we got CJ Masonry. For the NRHEG Youth Wrestling Float. All right, let's see who's next. Maple River Pickleball. That's who's there over on their float trying to lose the ball. Then up next, we've got some antique tractors. The Minneapolis Moline, the M602.
rolling on by here. And then we've got a John Deere. Looks like a John Deere 70. Up next, it looks like we got the mounted posse for Waseca County Sheriff's Department. Coming on down the way, you can kind of see them over on the right-hand part of your screen. They were just downtown doing some maneuvers. Once again, this is Waseca County's Mounted Sheriff's Posse.
Hi guys, you want stickers? Are you staying cool out here in the sun?
And here's the rest of their resources coming on through.
Hi guys, you want a sticker? Have a good one.
Then it looks like we've got a little kiddie train coming, and that will be the end of the parade because there is the final gator coming up the end. And once again, this has been the 103rd annual parade here in New Richland. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us as we will be concluding here in New Richland for the Farm and City Days Parade. Once again, my name is Daniel Petzinger with Petzinger Media Group. I hope to see you back here again next year. Till then, take care.